Hello, welcome to the stream. Guys, I have an amazing thing to show you. Look, I have wings. I got my wings back. Oh, I'm so excited. So happy to have them. It's just like I can breathe. I just always wanted my model to have my wings. And, you know, it was the basis of what the model came with worked. But, you know, I needed something more. Hold on. Don't worry. What the heck? That would explain some things. Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, so yeah, just need to fix myself, but yeah, today I'm excited to have these wings back. I thought maybe I was gonna have some change to my ears. You'll also notice my braid here is not, it's not as luscious as it once was. Unfortunately, that's because it was pretty much broken. Unfortunately, I'll grow my hair out maybe someday. If this gets another update, which it really hasn't, but maybe. But the benefit now is, you know, like if I want to, you know, I can show you my. There we go. Sorry, I can like show you the rest of my model, you know, and you know, I don't have like a weird thing showing up on my torso. So, but yes, I'm really excited about this. But then the other thing we're going to be doing today is we're getting into more MSQ. Got more Final Fantasy to do. Man, I have just been hooked again. Like, I'm really synced into this now. I've just been looking up. I've been watching so many videos. Oh my god, dude, I watched so many videos about just like various stuff with the classes and like just kind of learning various memes again. And yeah, man, I've missed this. I just hadn't, you know, I stopped playing because I didn't have money for a bit. You know, we were going through some tough times, but like, yeah, now, man, so good to be back. But let's get right into it. I'm gonna pause the music here. Let's just get right into it. Oh yeah, you'll also my vastly cleaned up my UI here. I've redone my hotkeys. There'll have to be some remembrancing. I'll have to remember a number of them, but still.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Yeah, you know. Except for that gigantic tower.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The queen has come!
Oh boy.
You look well, Paquine.
This is so awkward feeling.
And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi. Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Yes. But
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolo's vow of resolve Wuklamart and her companions.
you know, for somebody
They come
who
from
in a
beyond the
cutscene
barrier, but you needn't worry. They are
just
good
before
people
this
and are to be treated as my honored guests.
was like, I don't.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true then. Rook Lamont is still so young. Oh, where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out
You
here.
know, she was like, "Oh, I don't want them to know that we're together," and then here she is, just like gallivanting us through town.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa.
Kafkiwa. I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the Dawn first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
Time distortion. How the game handles
You needn't push
time
yourself,
distortion?
Pepone. After 30
is-
years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Jesus Christ, are you serious?
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
No, Lamati.
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago.
Oh, I guess that's what you meant. Yes.
Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoraljar's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
See, but then this is going to be the funky thing, because then inherently very little
I
time
believed you
will have
long dead.
actually passed.
To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Oh, that makes sense now why he said that.
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
Okay, again, this game, Shadowbringers had this too, where it very much, it like lets the time distortion stuff, it really lends it to a plot. It's like, honestly, time distortion in this game with like all these other zones, like the other worlds, all the other crystals, it like really speaks, like if it really has Feywild and DMD time distortion vibes, like, you know, like, oh yeah, this, you know, because like what the dome launched, like, look, realistically, the dome was erected, the barrier was erected, and then they ventured forth from it immediately. There was no time. Somehow that's 30 years in here. Now, one would make the argument that because we're going to go into this, we're experiencing everything as we're experiencing it. One could make a somewhat idea that, you know, because we're going to go through very quickly, that no time could pass, but obviously many things could happen. So, you know, but it appears as if it is much slower in here than it is in the outside, which I think was which was also the case with Shadowbringers. So the big thing really that matters is like, so like we've walked in, I think the gauge we're trying, because I'm trying to wrap my mind myself with this right now. So I think we've walked in, and basically now every second or so right now that we're inside here, like a millisecond is passing outside. So it's going to seem like, I think conceptually, for this to make sense, when we get out of here, when this is over and the barrier is lifted or we leave the barrier, it basically should seem like we have been gone for like 5 minutes, which I think was kind of the case in Shadowbringers. So we'll see. Just wanted to figure that out in my brain.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome. I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information.
And technically also means that we have a shit ton of time.
Sphene, Would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living.
Well, given
We
that
have
you
always
guys are...
prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods. The use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
Kind of funny.
I will join you
Probably,
as well.
probably
Ma'am,
Zoe was,
please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
No, I should rock with the controller here. Oh, right. I don't think I have that on. Oh, right, I had to change it. No, I do have it on. I just had to change the key. Because I used to have it on a key that I might use for the game. Like, I might need it for hotkeys in this game now that I have a new hotkey setup. There we go. I realize my wings might sometimes get in the way. I'll shrink myself if I need to. I'll just preemptively do that a bit here. That way I actually want to bring myself higher. These I just figured I'll click any of these if I ever need to, because there's otherwise no reason to do it. Mahusa. Mahusa? She's well versed in a variety of farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with other farmers is what has allowed. Okay. Queen's Feet. I forgot. How did they said her name? I have come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather, Your Majesty, also intend to check on things here? You know me too well, Mo. Oh, sorry. How the farmers fare. I don't know how long I was going to be able to last there. To it appear we have our permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point. But be sure not to let me out of your sight. I will say though, you know, despite playing this now, I am very much getting into a mood to maybe go back to SWTOR. I really loved playing SWTOR. That was a game I loved playing. That levels appear to be fine. As for the power source, you wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took me some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the field. We do our best. We move everything up to code. But should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Just what do you do? Here's the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is just like one of those like classic mixes of high tech, but with real ground needs, right? So farming, all that stuff, but using technology to benefit that farming. Yeah, I mean, now that it's been 30 years in this area, it's going to be inherently all they know. But one way or the other, one way or the other, Zorulja is going to have to go down. But it's going to be tough too, because Zorulja is going to be really the only one that they know of. But how is she around? Because if she's the one that like let him in, that means like she's pretty old. Because I mean, if anything, maybe she was like a teenager or something, and now, but then she still would be in her 40s. And I don't mean that in the sense of like all 40s old. I mean that in the sense of like, in comparison to her, how she looks. Because she looks like a young character. And then, similarly, like I said, in conjunction with how these characters usually are in these positions where they make them pretty young. That it would make her surprisingly older than I think what she would look like and what would be seen. Because she said that she was there with when Zorulja came over. So she really did almost pull the what you call me? I hope that didn't just get screwed up. No, that's okay. I think I have to say, I was checking the stream health, I didn't look. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with energy and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Well, that's what we'll do. It's actually been a good minute since I have had to use an ability in this game. So I have also made the decision that, especially because of my distinct reality, that I think I just will not, I don't know. I think it's going to be very hard for me to keep up 2 characters anymore. When I made both characters, I had the intention that I was going to, spend all this time and I was going to be able to, I was going to, I was really going to have the benefit of, I used this accidentally. Oops. Oops. I have not yet fully gotten used to, I've not fully gotten used to my new keybinds yet. Okay. That being said, yeah, so like I was saying, I'm very reluctant now to continue having 2 characters. The problem is I put there's a bit of sunk cost fallacy in both. And I really don't know which I would be the most comfortable sticking with. Okay, well, it looks like that they're pretty that they are pretty malcontent with him. I'm inherently still curious what a couple of the things I think that I'll make decisions on with this, though, is one is going to be the new tank. One is going to be whatever the new tank is. The other is going to be what the range GPS is like, because that might be interesting. And then if they will have a new race to play as. I really like playing Vieira. I really like playing male Vieira specifically. But I also do miss my female Vieira. I loved her. That was the character I played through all of when I really got into this game. It was at the beginning of Shadowbringers. I wanted to start playing this game during Stormblood, and I tried, but actually the biggest thing, it's not like when people are like, I don't know, I just couldn't get into the game. My problem was I didn't know how, and I had too much really old school. I had too much hyper old school MMO brain in my head, and I thought just because I was a higher level, that meant that I essentially had already skipped stuff, and I didn't. And I didn't realize where I actually was at. And so that is a big thing. So
What's happening over there?
I had a friend finally kind of tell me and show me like, oh no, this is how the game works. You know, this is how the game works. And then I started getting the Shadowbringers. I like bought again, just because it was a realm of like not fully understanding things. I actually bought the tail to play Shadowbringers.
I'm glad you.
And I still really enjoyed it, despite knowing nothing about where I was at, which is really a testament to how good it was. But yeah, part of it was I really wanted to play the male Viera. Or I really wanted to play the Viera.
Are you with us?
Queen's Fiend has come to see you.
Is this that lady? No, it can't be.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be...
Oh.
Yeah, Namika.
What's the matter, dear?
She lived another 30 years?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kind...
Is it...
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time...
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
The soul shit is real fucking crazy.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share...
Wait! Where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to
Is there any way I might stay? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time.
Except for me, I guess? Okay.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd make it another 30 years. That's crazy.
It's not the end.
I guess we don't. I guess I don't remember maybe what their like their age ranges in
I was
this
just thinking
game.
that we have much to discuss.
Yeah, maybe the.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes.
Damn.
So when the continent
You okay? You definitely are. You've been around for a while.
the barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding lands of noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphin's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Well, somewhat. I mean, Suralja obviously has caused all of
But
this.
of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have
Girl, you are
access to
so
Solution 9 and its
fucking-
residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Girl, you are so sus.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm.
Well, that's good, because we're not probably going to hit
It is a
them.
ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Why is it so cryptic? Yeah, this I'm not
Not as
feeling.
if we have other pressing business. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend.
Namika?
Yeah, again, this is pretty.
What? We were just with her.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was up.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Oh my god, dude.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Bro, it is so, that's so insane. Oh, Square Enix, you and your commentary. Although the idea of a technological collective consciousness is not a new one. Transhumanism dealt with this pretty distinctly, or as a theory at least, it dealt with it pretty distinctly. But dude, how does it roll two bad ones? Are you fucking kidding me? If I could delete this mount, I would. It's so slow when you can't fly. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I get what they're getting at here, which is the oh man, Namika. Who's Namika? That's crazy. Not a single person remembers Namika. Yeah, I mean, we just need to figure out whatever this, the cloud is. Yeah, because she's probably dead. Like she's in the cloud or whatever. So my guess is her grave or something is in the Thunder Yards. And then, oh, hello. Huh. Time to run it down. Hello. Oh, it's the same, but I thought it was a different color. I was like, oh no, it's another one. It's gone into the mine. It yearns for the mines. I will say, I feel like Dawntrail explicitly has been very, very story heavy. Like, I feel like I have done far less action sections than I feel like I have done in many of the other, the other expansions.
What is this?
Ironville!
Oh, there.
A trap?
It really is you! Huh?
Huh?
Who?
Who? Huh?
I just had to get a look at you in the light, and I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
Oh boy, your mom's a robot.
My darling, what now?
That couldn't be voiced.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun.
Oh, my fancy little bun bun. Fuzzy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten?
Kitten.
I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Elenesphere was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
You know, you probably look a little different.
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I think this is going to require some...
Come in!
This is going to really
My ask
require...
is a little forewarning, but no.
This really is going to require some explanation here. Like, girl, you cannot just be casually ripping out like you ain't a floating
Just when I
robot.
starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Valdesian. It's been a while since I've heard that name. Did I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. We're members of a resistance organization, Oblivion. We call ourselves, and as the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see, whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are, though truth to be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is... As I expect, you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping with such fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who is responsible for it? I am afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we were joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoraja. But we failed to do that, and now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your head. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator. It's the pinnacle of electro technology, Jesus Christ. What exactly does it do? I don't know why every now and then I get a stroke. Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to death, such as accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Souls is a common resource, and payment for services intended. The Voidson practice consuming others for their ether comes to mind, and similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Oh, 0. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone forgot Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of the wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and one's sense of oneself. However, regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being that the regulators are forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people of Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased were wiped from the minds of the people who archived in the system. It's frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in the soul cell production. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Glad you're excited. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yokui's philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Torali would accept this way of living. It came to a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sveen didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met? She's the one who suggested that we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also wants to help us stop Zoruja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people of a choice. Live with the risk of true death or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But how you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulars are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know, just the person to show you. And as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. And we're really getting into some late game world building here. Okay, I did. There was a part of me where I was like, did I end up actually connecting to the netherite, or did I forget? Kahuka, what are you doing here? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping to might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on, I assume there was something special. They were wearing special regulators like Queen's Fiend's crown, but they aren't wearing anything at all. Oh, I can assure you they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kakua said you were... It would. If not for the fact that they were weak to lightning, the Thunder Yard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeep of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls on hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's the perfect perfection for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on any old beast. You all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? You can cause a ruckus slaying the critters you see nearby. There's a chance you might draw out something worthy of a demonstration. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we could slay what we can. Because I really can't take caffeine for these streams because I need to be able to go to bed tomorrow. Like for Wednesday streams, maybe. But Tuesday ones, no, I'm kind of just SOL on the whatever energy I got. Charged bot hound. Yeah, these sometimes get to be tough streams to do because I get very tired. But that's also, I think, why I'm not likely to do a great many of these Tuesday streams. Ooh, she's a monk. That was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. Told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. Just like Zorolja. Come on, let's get out of here. Don't be so casual about the demon core that you just released. That's also a function of the regulator? Will I maybe have to call this a little early? We'll see. As soon as the regulators turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movement became beast-like. Don't tell me. You've empowered with the soul of a beast. A forerunner of a serpentine soldier who we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you're across paths with one of the king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved by gorging yourself on souls. We can do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they had allowed hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. Yeah, still kind of fucked up though to be using people's souls to go into rage. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls, those of people and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure nobody suffers an untimely death. But what about the soul of beasts? They work in much the same fashion, imbued with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you can get much more agile and feral, as you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws, too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one form through the souls of other beings, it becomes more and more reminiscent of the Void Sen. Yet unlike the Void, where cycles of death and rebirth are simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken with they may reach the ethereal sea, different means to achieve the same whatever. Cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilization and their reflections are surprising indeed. Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to call it soon. I felt my eyes just like start to list. Doesn't help that it's like kind of warm in here. But I'll need to wait until I can get somewhere where I can at least like by an aetheryte that I can rest by. Oh, good. Cake. I'd say also, like, the idea, like, souls is a pretty, I shouldn't say it's a finite resource. It's a strongly finite resource. It's a finite resource in the sense that unless you start farming people, you will eventually run out of people. I'm sorry for delaying this, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tululiel and Exandria. And when Zoralja knows everything about us, we hardly know everything about what he's become. Indeed, we have even seen the lies. What lies? But I'm already out. So I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Karquika and their people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with the Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, but it shouldn't be too quick to trust. But the fact remains that they share a desire to stop Zorolja. Stephanie claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with him? It's simple, really. Their leader is Aaronville's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Stephanie may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her and less reason to take her at her word. A fair point. And knowing Zorolja, we must assume that his arrangement with Stephanie has not made without some consideration. All I know is that we would be heartening to have some allies in this strange realm. I think everyone should agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on. There's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Not seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tululiel. As you say, we have no proof that this lady is Kohuika, but make our proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zorolja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Aaronville. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if this sentiment is clouding my judgment? I trust you as well. That's always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Hello, friend. Karwika, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zorolja. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose the Rulja. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that all this is sudden, and that's a gamble to trust somebody you've already met, or you just met. But I would trust in your conviction of anyone who shares my goal, so fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough getting at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fussy little bun. He's all the reason I need. That is decided. Here's to our fruitful collaboration. Thank you, Kahuka, everyone. Together we will achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zoralja's whereabouts. Is the castle inside the tower? After a fashion, the king resides on the uppermost level, but while the Queen Sefin has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more is his movements are hardly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it would only be the Queen. Even if we know his whereabouts, Zoralja will be eventually marched into Luliel again. That's when we can go after him. Oops. There's a possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. No, he'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he tacked to Luliel. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Koana, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and that he won't let his minions deprive him of that pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared giving you your chance? Surely he's aware of your presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with some wondrous realm. If he won't deign appear, then we'll force him to do so. Are you sure about that? Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Koana instead. He'll attack Tuluil again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Such a strategy is currently viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare the defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Yoshola, and will make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word for the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zoralja to move, you'd do well to prepare for battle and begin familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh, I thought this place was it. You'd be impressed to know we've located right inside that tower in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get through the checkpoint. About that. Stephanie said we could make it so we could enter without issue. She did? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the centuries. If I recall it correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce yourselves properly. After all, good names are good to know. Oh, please. All right, I feel it. I feel you guys. I do. But I really need it. I really need to be able to get going here. Oh no. Goodness gracious.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont.
Yeah, what do you expect?
No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City.
Yeah, and you betrayed the one dude that was on your side.
Easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason.
Reason cannot be reason if you force it down.
Lamont, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
Just a real dick.
What now?
You get Wuklamon up here. She is legitimately your saving grace here. These aren't interactable beds, no. Didn't think so. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, that's where we're going to call it for tonight. I'm very tired. I need to go to bed. So we're going to call it tonight. Tomorrow, similar time. But we're going to go back to build the Emperor's Children. I have made zero progress in that since last week, but that's fine. All we need to do with the Emperor's Children is just take our time. But otherwise, I can't wait to get back to this Thursday morning. We're playing this Thursday morning because I can't do a crazy long stream. It will need to be shorter. So, and then Friday potentially will be able to be longer. So that's why we'll play Dusklight on Friday.